Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I'm your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Tuesday night from Los Angeles, California, with the Dodger pregame show that's basically almost a day in advance because I will not make it home tomorrow in time for pregame. So we're going to kind of talk pregame, game 3, NLCS right now. So hope everyone's having a good night. Hope everyone had a good day. Well, not if you watch that Laker game, right? But that's another story for another day, for another stream, for another team. But right now, we are talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers in game 3 in Queens, New York, Flushing, Queens, New York tomorrow night, man. And the elephant in the room here is definitely going to be Mr. Walker Buhler. And can Walker Buhler deliver tomorrow night a win or a solid game for the Dodgers to allow them to take back this series and take a 2-1 series lead in New York? So that's going to be the story of the game probably tomorrow. I'm sure the bullpen will come into play. The bats will definitely come into play. But at the end of the day, Walker Buhler, Mr. Walker Buhler, has to give us at least 4 solid innings, man. He cannot give up more than 3 runs. He cannot do it. And then you go to the high leverage guys that he didn't have to use the last 2 games, and you let them go to work. The bats got to come alive. They got to be awake. And Walker Buhler, Walker Buhler did not have a terrible game 3 in San Diego. He didn't have overpowering stuff, but he did enough to get out of that second inning. His defense let him down. I think the Dodgers obviously win that game, if not for that abysmal second inning. And Walker Buhler probably gets a win in that game. So I don't like to use the word confident with Walker Buhler because I'm not confident which Walker Buehler is going to show up. But if you get the Walker Buehler who's kind of been better of late, I think it's going to give us an excellent chance to win here. Now, Severino, who's pitching for the Mets, is not out there going to be great either, right? He's not great. The Dodgers should be able to hit him. However, I think at this stage and the way he's pitching right now, he's better than Walker right now. Walker has to outperform him tomorrow and outduel him tomorrow. But the Dodgers will be able to hit him. We just got to hope that the Mets aren't able to light up Walker Buehler too early. Hopefully they don't land and knack him. And hopefully the Dodgers can get, a clean couple innings there, let their bats wake up a little bit there, and then let their high leverage arms come in and do their thing. So that's what we're looking for. I apologize again. My voice is still sporadic, and I expect it to be this way for probably the remainder of the MLB postseason. It just is what it is. So excited to see how this team comes out tomorrow. But the bottom line is that the top of the lineup needs to hit. Shohei, Mookie, Freddie, Teo, Will Smith, all just disastrous yesterday. What is wrong with me? Yesterday. Tomorrow, they need to deliver. Shohei needs to absolutely come in. And here's the thing. The Dodgers can absolutely win 3 games in New York. Will they? That's a whole nother thing. They absolutely can win 3 games in New York. But Shohei has to go full villain mode in Gotham. Like full villain mode. If he shows up to Citi Field and just sends people back home having nightmares of him, obviously that's going to most likely lead to wins. And Shohei has to deliver. He has to show up. Mookie, Freddie, Teo, all those guys have to show up. It's going to be colder. It's definitely not going to be an LA day. It's not going to be a typical like New York day in November, which World Series may look like, but it's going to be cooler over there tomorrow. So these guys gotta come ready to play. Walker Buehler's got to give a strong start to this game. Bullpen's got to be ready. Like I said, high leverage guys should be going. Dave Roberts has to have some things, some tricks up his sleeve to make up for kind of some things that didn't work out yesterday. But the bats and the Walker Buehler and the pen, man, and it's going to take all. It's going to take all. I believe that the Dodgers have enough to get not only this game done tomorrow, but multiple games in New York. Odds are they don't win 3 in a row in New York, but I think they can. I think at bare minimum, they take 2 in New York, man. So if they're able to get that done and come back to LA for a game 6, the only question to me is if it's Buehler tomorrow, Yamamoto Wednesday, do they go bullpen game again on Thursday if they are up 3-1? Do they go bullpen then, or do they go for the kill with Flaherty, or do they let Flaherty get an extra day or 2 rest, let him come home for game 6? That's going to be the game within the game, but we got to get game 3 and game 4 to even make that a consideration. So I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I just want to paint the picture for how this may shape out, because I believe that we're going to get 2 bullpen games in this series. We already got one. It was disastrous in that second inning, and we'll probably see another one. To me, it just if it goes 6, we're going to see another bullpen game in either game 5 or game 6. And I guess game 3 and game 4 will determine when or if that bullpen game is used. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Once again, this is the Empire Jeff TV Dodger pregame show a day early. I will not be able to do a pregame show tomorrow. I know it's a different time. The Laker game just ended. There's people streaming that. There's people streaming their Dodger streams for tomorrow as well. So it's a packed house on YouTube tonight. So appreciate you guys tuning in wherever you may be that you are here with me. So appreciate you guys. So how do you guys have this going tomorrow? Where are you guys at? Are you nervous? Are you not even really tripping about game 2? Do you think the Dodgers are going to blow them out in game 3? How do you see Walker Buehler going here? Let me know what you guys feel. What's the pulse of the people right now? Let me know how you guys feel, how this is going to go tomorrow. I was very confident in game 2. The Mets took that away right early. I feel like I'm going to be confident going into every single game this series. I just do. Shout out to the Yankees too. They won again today. That was an interesting game, man. Some really weird base running things. Judge finally clapped the homer there. Cleveland obviously will be tougher at home, but I do have the Yankees in that series. I felt that if Cleveland was going to make this series interesting, they had to get game 1 or game 2 in the Bronx. That didn't happen. So you guys know I've been saying it's going to be Dodgers, Yankees in the World Series all season. There's been some things that made that go up and down, but I still stuck with that. I still believe that to be what it will be. And the Yankees are off to a great start. Maybe they hiccup a game or so in Cleveland, and then maybe get back on pace with the Dodgers and the Mets series to kind of level out that pitching scenario. Interesting in that game today too, man, my voice, is Garrett Cole struggled with that command today. That was interesting. He typically does not do that. But we'll see how that goes as it goes deeper into the postseason. But I continue to believe it's full-fledged collision course. The Yankees and the Dodgers are just ready to face off in the World Series. Got to handle business, no doubt. But I have a feeling we're still going to get that matchup. So appreciate y'all tuning in, man. You guys could be anywhere, but you're here with me. Search and destroy. What's going on, my guy? I appreciate you, man. Yeah, make sure to use our Fanatics link. The good people at Fanatics has partnered with the channel. So when you take care of them by using our link, they take care of us. So your order experience does not change, but go ahead and tap that link to place all your orders on Fanatics for your MLB, NBA, NFL gear, and more. You'll get some special channel discounts. And like I said, they help take care of the channel. So appreciate you guys that have done so already. Been a lot of orders coming in the last handful of days. Thank you guys so much. Whether it's NBA, like I said, MLB, NFL, use our link. It's still the same old Fanatics, but Fanatics will know that you came through us, so they take care of us. So we appreciate you guys if you do so. One Peruvian guy, what's going on, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Thank you for tuning in. Daniel Berry, what's going on, sir? Appreciate you. Roy, what's going on, man? He said, let's go Dodgers. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We are in good spot. It's not a 5-game series, and we are winning. Let's go. I believe so. Roy, I think the Mets, crazy as it sounds, I know it's hard to say when you lose 7-3. I really don't feel we got outplayed in that game. They had one big swing that Knack just couldn't get the guy out. Vientos hit it barely over the center field wall. Got to give him credit where credit is due, not taken away from that. However, I will say there's nothing I've seen in the 2 games that makes me feel like we're not going to win this series. That's just me. I'm not trying to be cocky or arrogant. The Mets can obviously win this series. If the Dodgers slip up again or multiple times, I feel the Dodgers are going to win this series. I feel the Dodgers are the better team in this series, and I feel that they will be going on to the World Series. Internet is my home. What's going on, my guy? All he has to do is limit base runners and not allow hits, and definitely no homers, and only use one strategic hit by pitch. To me, what Walker Buehler is, it's all about that first inning. If he comes out and has a solid first inning, if he strikes a guy or 2 out in that first inning, then we're gonna have a good outing. I just feel that way. When he's getting people out with strikes, when he's getting swing and miss, it changes everything. It changes everything. So if Walker Buehler can get up there, it doesn't have to be a 1-2-3 first inning. Just no runs in the first inning. Just get out of it. Get out of it. I would love a 1-2-3 with a strikeout or 2, but just get out of it. Get out of it and let your guys go to work. I really think Shohei, Mookie, Freddie, and those guys are going to come through big in Flushing, Queens, man. Controversial man. What's up, my guy? Appreciate you. KD, what's up, KD? Yo, did you see the ALCS? I did. I was watching the ALCS. I did my best to try to watch that Laker game, but so yeah, I was watching ALCS, man. Much more entertaining. Game 6 bullpen. So you would go to game 6. I'm just curious people's mindset. Do you go for the kill in game 5 or do you go in game 6? So you're thinking they go for the kill in game 5. If they don't get it, then it's bullpen in game 6. Okay. Roy says, feeling good about this series. We will win in LA if we don't sweep. Yeah. I'm feeling good about all games in New York. I really am. I really, really am. I know this is not the same team we swept in New York, but it's the same fan base. Same thing. We went in, we won a series in both New York cities this year. We got Yamamoto going in game 4. Like I said, the key right now is Buehler, Walker Buehler. If Walker Buehler is coming out there and he's dealing or he's shoving, I'm telling you, man, the bats are going to be so hungry and motivated to come through for him. I just think it's going to lead to great things. So it's all Buehler. Those first 6 outs are going to be very, very important in this game. Got to get the first 3 to get the next 3. But those first 6 outs going to be very, very crucial. One Peruvian guy says, you got the radio voice, so I tuned here instead. Appreciate you. I've been getting a lot of compliments on my audio today. I was on different channels, and a lot of people are giving me props on the audio. So thank you. I take the audio very seriously. As you can see, I guess it's this side really, over my shoulder there. Whole bunch of audio equipment. Nothing but except my wife somehow has figured a way to sneak some things in there to get out of her space. So there's some things in there I got to get back out of there. Got to evict her stuff. But majority of that shelf over there is all audio equipment. So I appreciate it. My setup is not necessarily cheap, but it's not necessarily the best, the most expensive in the world. I think it sounds good. Put a lot into it. So I appreciate everyone, points it out, recognizes it. Thank you. Everyone Welcome to everyone. I'm in my business. You putting the face on a camera now? Well, yeah. I mean, I've never been opposed to having my face on a camera. I just usually was doing other things while I was doing the show, multitasking. And honestly, lucky can be, if y'all only knew what went on behind the scenes of some of these shows while I was doing them, this dog, man. But he's gotten better. He's a little bit more relaxed. He did try to snatch my microphone the other night, but while I was doing a show, I've never been opposed to being on camera. But I've always kind of been like the guy that kind of wants to be like the radio show guy. And so I was kind of going that route. But a lot of radio shows show their face now too. They do the radio show that's on YouTube. So I've never, ever, ever had a problem with being on camera. It just, I didn't know, if people wanted the way it was before or this way. So I did a couple of shows on camera, and then people started asking for it more. So here it is. People start getting tired of seeing my big old head, and maybe I'll go back to the radio joint. But appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Let's see. Controversial says, Jeff, are you an industry insider? No. I will never be an industry insider. I know people in the industry, but I am not an industry insider. And I actually know more industry people in baseball than basketball. But I do have some pretty good basketball ones. But I am nowhere, shape, or form an insider, nor will I ever will be. I know more than your average fan. As far as like, I got probably more contacts than your average fan, but I am not an insider, and I know way more than I can actually say because it's not my information. So when I do say something, it's because I either kind of stumbled upon it myself, came across it myself, and then reached out to confirm. But outside of that, I had a good run last winter. I had a really, really good run of kind of letting the channel know what was coming and it would actually happen. And then it did happen. So I think people got the impression of thinking that I was one, but I am not an insider. I just know people, and going down that path is dangerous, because all you got to do is get it wrong once or twice and people just want to call you a clout chaser or a liar. So I really don't want to. Believe me, the stuff that I've come across that I don't even talk about is wild. But I just don't want to go down that road. So I'm not an insider. I do know people, but most of the time, it's my own opinions that I put out there, and it's. But I'll never ever be an insider whatsoever. But appreciate the question though. Search says Lucky likes cabling. Yeah. This morning, right now, I came in and like the power strip, everything's like plugged in, was like pulled under the desk and just about unplugged. So if he came in right now and laid down on the bottom, he probably would unplug the whole stream. So now I got to do like a wire check before each stream. But that's lucky for you, man. That's lucky. Things we don't. I do. Well, I will say this. I do know things that a lot of people don't. But again, I take that back. There's a lot of people that know things. There's a lot of other channels that know things, right? Like I said, we kind of leave the news breaking to the news breakers, but I do, and I am blessed to be able to have a lot of conversations with people that either work in the game, have worked in the game, are retired from the game at multiple different levels. Beat writers, columnists, studio host analysis, people in MLB clubhouses, agencies. Like, I am blessed to be able to have conversations with people like that. But outside of that, that's as far as it goes. Like, I'm not on the ground. I'm not in locker rooms. I'm not talking to like star players or anything like that. Like, I'm not there yet. That's a goal. I would love to be able to like report on things and do shows and interviews and stuff like that, but never really like a news breaker. Like I said, that's a slippery slope. It's a dangerous field, and it requires a lot. And even if I were to stumble upon those type of assets, like, I'm not even sure I want that life. Like, it is grueling. So appreciate the compliment though. I do know things though. I do know things, and I probably only talk about maybe 10% of the things I know, because for reasons that I've mentioned. What's going on, Chris? Appreciate you, man. Chris, the art director. Appreciate you, brother. He said, keep the camera. Appreciate you. Yeah. And again, Chris, you've been on multiple streams with me where I'm on camera. I've never, ever been afraid of the camera. Like I said, I just always had a lot going on, and calm down. Some of the things that I was working on or building up are kind of moving on their own now. So I'm good to go. Real takes over fake debates. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you, man. Salute Empire Jeff in the chat. Make sure to go subscribe to Real Takes Over Fake Debates, my man SB. What's going on, SB? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Great show over there, man. I love watching you guys, man. Appreciate you tuning in here on a Tuesday, man. Hope y'all doing well. Go Yankees. Yankees playing well, brother. They are playing well. I think the whole world wants to see Yankees Dodgers face off in the World Series. I know I do. I can't wait for that. I'm praying to the baseball gods that we get that. I'm rooting for the Yankees. If the Yankees are not playing the Dodgers, I'm always rooting for them. I like the Yankees. I've watched them my whole life. I'm a Dodger fan and a Yankee fan. It's a weird combination, but because my family is from the East Coast, the West Coast, and the Midwest. So one way or another, I grew up watching a bunch of different teams. Dodgers are my diehard. They're my number one. But the Yankees, I rock with heavy. Controversial man says, did you see PG and Kawhi both out to start the year? Ain't that some ish? You know, at least they're consistent, right? And I hate to do this on a Dodger stream, but I gotta hit him with the Clipper flush, man, because it's just like Paul is already. It's all bad, man, in Clipper land, man. They got a badass arena, don't get me wrong, but Ligament Leonard, I take no pleasure in that, though, man. Dude's got to get right, man. That sucks. I hate to see that, man. KD said, Unc, I'm trying to find a good mic for my ish. What are you using, big bro? I got a bunch of different mics. The one I'm using right now is the which one am I using? Oh, the Rode Procaster. I got that Shure SM7B, the ones that you see most people have. I probably got 12 different mics. It's ridiculous. I got a whole backstory as to why I have all this equipment, but pretty much my setup here at my home desk is pretty much all Rode. I landed a pretty good connect with Rode, who I've been blessed enough has hooked me up, not even from this show, a show that I did before I did sports. And so I've been blessed. They sent me some equipment, and I'm Roded out here, man, decked out here. So this one is the Rode Procaster using the Rode Rodecaster Pro 2. And just great company, great equipment, man. They always push me to do tech reviews, and I'm just like, man, maybe it's just, the glasses, the nerd effect, but I am a tech guy for sure. But I'll help you out though, KD, if you need some pointers there. Yes, make sure to subscribe, drop a like on the video. The Dodgers, MLB, Lakers, NBA is your thing. Subscribe. It's a good place to be, man. We'll be lucky to have you. Controversial man said, you ever feed Lucky steaks? Not steaks, man. We're really selective on what we feed him. That dog is a healthy dog, man. He's an athlete. This dog be doing parkour off the walls and the couches, man. He is nuts. So he eats very well. As far as what's recommended, we barely give him any people food. Very, very rare when he gets that though. Like very, very rare. Internet is my home says, you're not consulting the corner psychic to feel the prayers or no, man. I'm just a talkative guy, man. I'm a networking guy by nature. And like I think the people who watch me cover basketball know this story. But back in the day, like I established a lot of like media relationships because that's what I was hoping to be. I was gonna go to school for it. I started it, just never really completed it. Life got in the way. And but going down that path, I had that was a long time ago, and back then it was a lot easier to make media contacts than it is now. And I was lucky enough to line those up then and have them with me all these years. And some of them have become actual friends. Some of them have become people, you talk to just periodically over time. And some people I talk to several times a week, but those relationships have lasted, over 15 years. So it's been I was really lucky at the time, and I spotted an opportunity there, and it's worked out for me. Controversial man says, sometimes you feel it's better to not know things. No, because information is power. And sometimes the greatest power is not using the information, right? Sometimes it's putting out the information. Sometimes having the information to help me provide a better show or provide better insight or provide better stories is actually better than saying, hey, look what I know, right? It's not about the clout to me or being like the newsbreaker guy to me. To me, it's about telling the best story. To me, it's about giving the best information and providing the best show for the audience. And so that information helps me do that sometimes. And sometimes it's, hey, this is going to happen, which is rare for me. Or hey, I think there's a possibility for this. And then it's me breaking down after the fact, and then kind of maybe putting some stuff out there after it's done. That kind of helps it come together. Because like I said, I'm not a guy that's going to put out information that's not mine. If someone tells me something, it's because they trust me. They know I'm not going to put it out. Now, if I discover it myself, or I start having them dig around on a hunch that I have and they come up with it, then they let me use it, right? But it's all about respecting how you do it. I want it to happen only if the Yankees win. Oh, man. That's going to be a great series. I still got the Dodgers, though, man. I still got the Dodgers. You got to come on a show, man, here if the Yankees go to the World Series, man, with the Dodgers, man. We got to do the lacrosse platform there. But make sure y'all check out my guy SB over there, man. Really, 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 really good show. Covers a lot of topics. They do it right over there. Make sure go and check them out, man. It's always a good time over there. Very informative. It flows well. They engage with the chat. Very knowledgeable. Like I said, they're very well rounded over there. You guys will really like it over there. Let's see. KD says, I'll buy it from you if you're down. We'll talk, man. Let's see. Controversial Man says, what's funny? Since Golden State Super Team, we have had none but failed super teams. Guys just want to play with their friends without thinking things through. I call it the 2K era, late 2000s, early 2020s. Yeah, it's a weird thing nowadays, right? It's weird. What's going on, Outlaw? It seems like the Dodgers have been giving up the most runs in the first couple of innings. They need to start strong tomorrow and try to give up in early runs. Yeah, that's the thing, Outlaw. And that's what I was kind of saying. If Walker Buehler comes out and establishes himself early, the first, second inning, that's typically the Dodgers when they have I think it's when they have the lead after the fourth inning, they're undefeated in the playoffs. I know it's only 7 games, but some teams don't even make it that far, right? So when they have the lead after 4 innings, they win a playoff baseball game. So to them, the first half of that is extremely important, right? So you probably don't want Walker Buehler getting through having that lineup see him for a third time. So that first and second inning of kind of as clean of an inning as you can really determines how far he goes into the game. Katie says, what's the whole situation with Roki Sasaki? Is he a lock for the Dodgers? Can other teams pry him out? Definitely not a lock to the Dodgers. But I believe that because of his situation and the money that teams are going to be able to have, I think the Dodgers, there's only like 1 or 2 teams that have the money. There's a very strong chance he ends up a Dodger. Very strong chance, especially with Shohei and Yamamoto already there. There's a very good chance if he posts and if he decides to leave early, there is a strong chance that he ends up in LA. Let's see. Kuram says, do everyone wants the Dodgers versus Yankees in the World Series? I mean, I think, yeah, because we haven't seen that, I think, since 81. And it's the 2 biggest markets, the 2 best players in each league. So many narratives. It's LA versus New York. It would just be incredible to see it. I've never had it in my lifetime to be able to watch it. So I think it would be great for the sport. I think it would be great for the fans. I think it'd be just great for the players, just great for everyone involved. And so I think that it's would be a big deal and probably the highest rated World Series maybe in history if these 2 make it there. Controversial says, I say this because I legit never PG was in trade rumors since 22. It wasn't publicized much. All outside, that's one to NY last year at the draft. I talked about this multiple times, bro. If you go back to my streams for the beginning of last offseason and the last trade deadline, I covered this multiple times. I had it 3 different times that I said they had 3 different deals they were comfortable with making. They were just waiting to see if they were going to pull the trigger or not. I spoke about this not just on my channel. I talked about it on Kareem's channel. I talked about this multiple times. This was not really this wasn't really a secret around the league. Like it wasn't. And like I said, I came across that. I came across a lot of stuff like last July that was kind of crazy. And that was one of them. And Paul George, they had about 3 different deals that they were comfortable with making. And there was some framework worked out and they just didn't pull the trigger on it. But here, let's get back to baseball here. What's a baseball super team? But a baseball super team is not uncommon. It's not uncommon. Depends on what you look at a super team as. If you're looking at a super team of 3 like top tier paid athletes like they do in the NBA, then the Dodgers are a super team, obviously. The Yankees are a super team. The Phillies are a super team. The Padres are a super team. There are multiple super teams in baseball. It's different though in baseball than the NBA. In the NBA, you got a super team, a legit super team. And in the NBA, they call guys superstars that aren't superstars. A lot of those third star guys are not superstars. They're all-stars. They're not superstars. In baseball, you can have like 3 superstars on a team and still lose to a team with no superstars. That's what makes baseball so great. You can have the 3 best players in the league, but you go up against a team with a hot starting pitching, hot bullpen, and your bats go silent, they can take you out. Totally different though. So like the whole super team thing, superstar thing, best team thing, it's so different in baseball, and it's what makes baseball so special is because, like I said, the best team does not always win in baseball. They'll get there a lot of times, but they do not always win. Let's see. I'm a Rangers fan. I'm optimistic in 2025. Yeah, if you guys are healthy, you still got a great manager. You still have Seager, right? They cut back on spending a little bit this season, but they cashed in this year after winning it last year. Seager's proven, man, you get that guy in the playoffs, he can carry you, right? So they're gonna have to make a few decisions this season and stay healthy. That's the thing with Seager though. That guy just can't stay healthy for long stretches of time, and that hurts you over those stretches of time. Why were the Dodgers popping champagne? Okay, that's a good question. So I've got some of my typical basketball people in here tonight. So that's good because one of my main goals this season was converting basketball people into baseball fans. So let me explain why. In basketball, it is frowned upon to celebrate too early, right? It's frowned upon to even win a conference championship, the Western Conference Finals, win that and celebrate. It's frowned upon if you win a division to celebrate. It's if you advance in the playoffs, it's frowned upon. Baseball, that's the culture. That's the culture. It's not ring chasing culture. It is celebrate your win. Celebrate every advancement. The game is very hard. The season is very long. If you are a team that makes the playoffs and goes to the World Series, you have been playing as long as a pregnancy. I'm going to say that again. You've been playing as long as a pregnancy. All right. So you damn right. You're going to celebrate each advancement. You win your division, pop those things. You win a wild card round, pop those things. You win a division series, pop those things. You win a championship series for your league, pop those things. And when you win the whole thing and you win the World Series, man, you pop everything. And that's what it is. In basketball, it's frowned upon. In baseball, it's the culture. So we get some basketball people coming in now saying like, job's not done. Why are you celebrating? And if you don't know, now you know. All right. No, it's not how it goes in baseball. You celebrate every advancement. That is the culture. That is how it's done. That is how it should be. That's how it always will be. This sport is very hard, very difficult. There are people who play 15 years in the league and never win a division. Never make a playoff. And that's why you got to celebrate it. It's completely different. It's going to take some basketball people time to learn that because they've been taught that you can't celebrate any advancement. Let's see. Roy says Jeff isn't signing Roiki Sasaki, just a minor league signing like Ohtani when he came out. Yep. It's not like Yamamoto. It's going to be exactly like Ohtani. And the amount of money that teams have to do it, I think the Dodgers and one other team, I got to look it up real quick, but the Dodgers are going to be the favorite to get him if he comes out. Let's see. What were the deals? I don't know what you mean by what were the deals. Do you respect the Padres more than the Flippers? I do. Damn it. I do. You know what? Because they just got beat, but here's the thing. I don't even really disrespect the Clippers. Like their new wave of fan base is really what the battle is the same thing with the Padre fans, their new wave of fans. I've been to San Diego so many times. There's a lot of Dodger fans out there, but I've had several good conversations. I've gone to a lot of Padre games. Dodger Padre games. And there are so many cool Padre fans. This new wave, the TikTok Padre fan, no, right? But I'm saying like, I don't really disrespect them at all, right? Same with like legitimate Clipper fans who have been Clipper fans for like 20 years. You got to actually appreciate them. They've been dealing with hell, right? You got to respect that. But I think I respect the fact, look at the Clipper owner. He's tried to buy a championship for years here, right? I respect the Padres technically being a small market team MLB wise, technically, but not operating like one. I respect them year after year, taking chances, pushing the limits, being aggressive as hell to build a team that can compete. I respect that. The players can act like punks sometimes. That goes without saying. But I actually respect the Padres. They earned that respect. They almost got us. They almost got us. And you got to give them credit when credit is due. And it's going to be interesting how they hold that together in the next few seasons. They've got some roster issues there and some money issues. But I actually do respect a team that goes all in time and time again. I do respect that. I think you have to. I know when the rivalries heat up and the trash starts getting talked and antics, I understand it takes you to a different place, but I still respect their hustle. I still respect their commitment, and I still respect their grind. Let's see. What's a Lakers-Celtics rivalry in baseball? Well, considering the Lakers-Celtics rivalry really hasn't been a thing, one like 2 times in 30 years, right? Or longer, really. 2 times in almost 40 years they've played. So if you think about it like that, if you're putting it in that context, then you could say Yankees-Dodgers. The only reason I say that is because the biggest Dodger rival historically is the San Francisco Giants, but they never play in the postseason. I think once they played in the postseason. So obviously they can never play in a World Series. So if you're talking about rivalry as far as for championships, one beating another for a champion, then you got to go Dodgers Yankees, even back to the time in New York when the Dodgers were in Brooklyn. So you still have to take it back to that. The Giants were in New York as well, right? And they were rivals then. So got to go, if you're comparing it to what the Lakers Celtics are for the Dodgers, then it's got to be the Yankees, not just from all the World Series they faced against each other, but the media market, the money these two teams have. That's their rivalry when it comes to World Series. But their overall rival are the San Francisco Giants. And the San Diego Padres are doing everything within their power to move into that real estate, to be that villain and be that rival. Did you ever have a suspicion that Astros cheated? No. In baseball, I never want to accuse anyone of that, because baseball, sometimes guys just get hot. Sometimes guys just go cold. I don't like to accuse people of anything. I don't like to accuse refs or umpires of cheating. I don't like to accuse players of any of that. Like, sometimes umpires just have had bad games, and sometimes teams just get lucky. Until the reports started coming out, and then you went back and you just looked at it, and things became so obvious later. Hindsight was 2020. But I'd be lying to you if I said that I suspected any cheating during the actual World Series, though. Search says Ballmer did treat the great Jerry West with class and respect, so I dig that. I do dig that. I got to do a show on this. I do dig that. I'm gonna stay away from that subject right now, because I really want to do a show on that, and I'm going to. I need to. Karam says my Rangers were celebrating after every playoff series, winning, clinching a playoff spot. That's what you do in baseball, man. Again, I know a lot of the basketball people, are on that jobs not done stuff, and that's fine. But baseball is different. You celebrate in baseball. You absolutely celebrate in baseball. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. You can also become a member to the channel as well. You can hit that join button or the link in the description, the first link in the description. For less than the cost of lunch, you can become a member for an entire month. It's a great way to get member-only videos, member-only vlogs, some giveaways, and it's also a great way to support the channel. It's like giving one super chat a month, and it does help the channel. Appreciate you guys. You guys can also hit that Cash App that's at the bottom of the screen, $ Empire Jeff. Controversial says, not gonna lie, it used to be about the Mamba mentality thing, but it takes the joy out of things. We just fans at the end of the day. I remember around the league went wild when Lakers went to the conference finals and beat Golden State. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it is I think that was just because that year the expectations, like, we were 7 seed, we were 13 seed most of the season. Like Like that one was just the fact that we made it to the Western Conference Finals after all we went through that year. But outside of that, the Mamba mentality thing, what I always come back and say on it is that works, and it's twofold because you got to be careful how you word this. Trying to be careful here because I love it because Kobe's legacy lives on, his impact lives on. I love it. Sometimes I just like how people use it. I feel like people abuse it and use it in means that don't matter. Like the Mamba mentality thing doesn't mean like that you have to just disregard all accountability and blame and everything, right? Kobe went through hell to get that nickname and develop that mantra and that marketing and all that came with it. None of us are him. None of us that try to use that. None of us that try to label it. That's why you never really hear me say it, right? Because I think people abuse it and use it to only in their agenda, but don't really use it for what it's for. And that's what kind of like bothers me in it, right? Or I hate when people try to speak for Kobe or try to assume how he would treat something, right? Like we have no idea how he would have treated that in-season tournament because he wasn't alive when it happened. I would like to believe, and I don't know this either, I would like to believe that if it was something that the league was crowning a winner in the middle of a season and all teams were competing, I believe that he would have went for it and want to get it and celebrate it. I believe that. I have no way of proving that. But for people to try to say that Kobe would not have celebrated that and wouldn't have cared about it, I disagree with because it was competition, because it was something that the whole league was fighting for, and it was the first one. I believe 100% that Michael Jordan would have fought for that. That's just me. That's just my belief. So people who sit up here and say that Kobe would never this, that Kobe would never crowd, I don't really rock with that. The Kobe would never, because most of these guys don't even know, right? Most of these guys don't even know. Kobe basically came out later and said that most of the stuff he created was just a mantra in his mind. And then you saw when he kind of settled down and became a little bit more genuine, a little bit more friendly, a little bit more trusting, right? And then the Kobe would never crowd drives me nuts. Like these guys don't know. They're just talking out of their ass. But yeah, I think like the Mamba mentality thing takes away. It's funny because in a lot of ways, two of Kobe's messages contradict how these guys use it. Because the Mamba mentality these guys try to use to not let you celebrate anything unless you finish the job and win. But then they completely disregard it's not the destination, it's the journey part. Right? They want to suddenly forget the journey. They want to forget the journey. And they only want to talk about the destination and the Mamba mentality. But Kobe said it, right? But they choose to leave that part out. So I'm a journey guy. I'm going to enjoy the journey. I'm going to work like hell through the journey to get to that destination, but I'm not going to act like the journey doesn't exist. And that's what I'm talking about. And people like to leave that part out. Yeah, I remember that. My Rangers were celebrating in the clubhouse after every series win last year. Yep, and they should have. Last time Buhler pitched, the defense let him down. I believe Buhler would do well. I hope so, Dan Inspiration. Thank you for tuning in. I think we're going to get a decent game out of him, man. I think so. Lakers versus Celtics will be like Giants versus Dodgers. And well, in a regular season, yeah, but not in a World Series. They can't play in the World Series. Padres and Dodgers rivalry is like the Clippers and Lakers. Yep, absolutely. See you. Teams pop champagne every time they beat the Lakers in a regular season. It's funny. You're absolutely right. That's hilarious. Dan Inspiration said, back to baseball. Buhler can contain Lindor. We should be good tomorrow. Containing Lindor is a thing, but I'm going to tell you, man, Vientos has been seeing the ball extremely well. He did hit that grand slam. Vientos is a problem too. They're going to have to get him in line just as much as Lindor. The first two in that lineup are a problem right now. Absolutely a problem right now. HC Picks, what's going on, brother? Dave Roberts needs to get it together. If Walker Buhler is selling, pull that MF. I think he will. Look, the Dodgers had a clear strategy in game 2. It didn't work. They had a plan. It didn't work. I'm not going to be that guy that panics the first time they push the button and it didn't work when it's worked all postseason. They're going to get a little leeway with me, a little slack with me. If that happens again, then it's going to be maybe a little different conversation. But I trust them to redeem themselves tomorrow, and I trust them to get it right for sure. People talking to each other. Let me mind my business. What's going on, Jorge Delgado? Appreciate you, man. Is Glass now completely out of the picture? Seems like a sprained elbow isn't that bad. In baseball, it's very bad. But yeah, he's out of the picture for the rest of this season. Not expected to require surgery and expected to make a full recovery in time for spring training. They are going to have to figure some things out with him. They're going to have to do some sort of load management. They're going to have to, the Dodgers are going to have to heavily invest in their bullpen, get some long relievers. I really thought, and for those who've been watching me since the beginning of the season, I really thought we were going to see the Dodgers do a lot of piggyback games, which you see in the minor leagues. And for those of you guys who don't know what a piggyback game is, a bullpen game obviously is a bullpen game. You get guys through the bullpen, come pitch an inning, the third, yada, yada, right? Some long reliever guys may give you 2-3 innings. Sorry, I keep playing with my glasses. My headphones keep pulling them down. A piggyback game is when you got a starter and then you got kind of like someone picking him up, like a back end long relief guy. So you got a starter going like 3-4 innings, and then it's like a piggyback. Someone comes in and then goes another 3-4 innings and either goes to your closer, your setup guy, or just finishes it off. I think the Dodgers may benefit from something like that. Because if you're going after velocity and all this spin and torque to save some of those guys for later in the season, I thought they were going to do more piggyback games. I saw a lot of those in their minor league system last season, right? So I thought we were going to see a lot of that. I talked about that at the beginning of the season, and we never really saw it. I thought we were going to, we didn't, and maybe, just maybe, they will kind of start doing some of that next year. I think it's best for them to do so. Karam says, fighting through adversity, that's what makes the greats. That's what makes that like the great that Kobe did. Yep, absolutely. You got a controversial says, you got gatekeeping fans saying, I went to work with a migraine, sprained ankle, Mamba mentality. Even Kobe would have said, get help. Yeah, you got dudes who get up in the morning and do regular stuff like put on their shoe. They got a headache, Mamba mentality. That's regular stuff. They water it down. Going to work with a headache, that's regular. Most of America goes to work with a headache on Mondays, man, after football. That's regular. That ain't nothing special. That's nothing special. Like, they water it down. That was kind of my point. I think the Mamba mentality as its essence is great. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. But I think the people who abuse it and the people who use it in means that don't fit the definition, just water it down. You're welcome, Jorge. Is it Jorge or George? I typically see with the J that it's Jorge. So sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Let's see. I'm going to call you Star here, man. Dodgers in 5. I know it'll be hard, but I feel it can happen. Say it again. Star. I think so too. I had Dodgers in 5 from the get-go. I'm staying on that. I think they can get all 3 in New York. Now, will they? That's a different story. That's not disrespecting the Mets. I respect the Mets, and it's going to be very difficult for the Dodgers to get 3 in New York. But I think they can. I also think the Mets are capable of getting 2 in New York, right? But I think the Dodgers can get 3. I think they will at least get 2. If they win the next 2, instead of splitting the next 2, then it's very possible they get all 3. Very possible. Controversial says, not just sports, in life, you'll never be content with anything unless you celebrate the milestones. It's everything, man. Like, look, if you got someone at work and their goals are to reach a certain amount of money, but they're right here, right now, and they get a promotion or a raise and they get to right here, you should celebrate that. That's the journey. You should celebrate that. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the stops along the road, along the ride, right? Along the journey. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Appreciate you, Church, for dropping this link. I have not heavily promoted this, but it is in the description. Code118 Wallets, man. The everyday carry, RFD protecting wallets. It's got a trigger mechanism on it, man. You put all your cards in it, slides up, pops it in, pops it out. Dope as hell. They're partners with us as well. I've not actually fully announced this yet, but it is in the chat, in the link there. Appreciate you, Search. I've got a couple different things that I've partnered with that I've yet to announce, but that is one of them. Great wallet. I love it. I use it every single day. It's got little modulars that you can add on to add extensions to it and kind of build it out. It's really dope. I've got a few of them myself. And like I said, so shout out to Code118 Wallets and my peoples. They support the channel, and great wallet. You guys in the market for a new wallet, use my link, get a special discount, and great product, man. My favorite wallet right now. Thanks, Church. Controversial says, I remember when the Lakers would make the finals after winning the conference finals, the trophy ceremony sounded like a funeral, no jumping for joy. They were that focused on the next round. They were that focused. But again, they've also been programmed to not celebrate it. Basketball is a little different, though. I kind of understand it there. I get it, especially for a team like the Lakers, right? If you're the Sacramento Kings and you've never won anything, I think you should enjoy that. You know what I mean? If you're a team that's never been there, I think you should enjoy that, right? Lakers, Celtics, those guys, a little different. But baseball and basketball, just totally different. Star says, Dodgers in 5. Okay, I think I touched on that. Yeah, I can see the Mets making it close. Absolutely. Controversial says, Jeff, are you a PR Boricua? I am not Boricua, but I have lived amongst a lot of Boricuas. I've lived in Spanish neighborhoods my entire life. So I know a lot of them, love a lot of them. And so I'm not, but get in where you fit in, you know what I mean? Roy says Tanner Scott will sign with the Dodgers in the offseason. Book it, can't beat him, join him. I've been saying that too, Roy. I'm right there with you. And I think that's part of it. I think the Dodgers are going to go stacked on this bullpen. The Dodgers almost got Hader this offseason. I'm not upset they didn't, really, but they almost got him. They just didn't want to go to the years that Houston gave him. But if Houston doesn't come in with that offer, there were two guys that the Dodgers were literally, and if you guys watch the show, in the offseason, you know I'm not BSing. There were two guys that the Dodgers almost got. Things had to fall their way, and they didn't. But they were going to get these guys. It was going to they were going to luck out because guys were going to get like a 5-year deal, or in the other case, a 3-year deal like they had hoped. So they didn't end up getting them. But Josh Hader and Cody Bellinger were almost Dodgers. Cody Bellinger was at Camelback Ranch with the Dodgers, with his old teammates, in the clubhouse, hanging out with them, thinking that in maybe 48 hours a deal would be done. Then Chicago came in and offered 2 option years when they got wind of it. So it killed that. And then Josh Hader got that deal from Houston, and that killed that. But if Houston doesn't make that offer in the 12th hour and the Cubs don't make their offer in the 12th hour, we have both of them right now. That was a fact. And it's funny because I said that, and like 2 months later, it came out like publicly. But those who were watching my show already knew that because I had been telling them that. Controversial says, from afar, there's some unique sense of communities and culture in New York hoods. Facts. What's your ethnicity? I'm Caucasian. You know what I mean? So I'm a white boy. But again, I've got, I guess that's what I identify as, but I've got a mixed bag in my family. Probably mostly Irish is what I am. But my family's got a lot in it. So but that's pretty much, I guess, what I identify as on any paperwork, But like I said, I lived in Spanish neighborhoods my whole life, been around Latinos and Latinas my whole life. I married a Latina. So that's what I've been around my entire life. Let's see. Cowboys don't give me a headache. They're so bad, and Jerry isn't taking no accountability. Those Cowboys, man, I did not see that coming this season. I did not. I can't front. I'm a New York Giants fan, so I'm enjoying it, but I'll be lying if I said I saw it coming. Yeah, and Jerry's the reason that team is what it is. He's the reason. I thought you were Puerto Rican. You know what's funny? I get that so much. The amount of people that walk up to me and just immediately start speaking Spanish is funny. I can hold my own. I can have conversations. But it's funny. It always tripped me out. that is funny. You're not the first. A lot of people think that, especially like when people don't see me, they hear me, and then they see me, they're like, oh, threw them off. They had no idea I was just pale, right? When they see me, like the bass in the voice doesn't match the light in the skin, right? So they they get a little tripped out on it, which I always find funny, man. So talk to me, chat. Talk to me. I want your predictions for tomorrow. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Let's go. Put it in the chat. What is the predictions for tomorrow? Come on. Let's go. I need to see this. In the meantime, what's one thing about NY Hoods you think is special? One, I can't say. Wouldn't be wise. The other, the food. Absolutely the food. And to be honest, the friendships, man. The homies in the hood, man. And same with LA. With the food, I'm gonna leave the other thing alone. Yeah, there's a lot of good things. Bad things too, but there's a lot of good things. Search says we win tomorrow 7-3. Man, talk to him, Search. That's what I'm talking about. Search. Controversial says Dodgers gonna get a dub. Okay. What's that dub? But how many though? Controversial. How many? Star says Ohtani goes off with a couple of crucial base hits, maybe even a homer. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Ohtani needs to go full villain in Gotham, man. Make it happen, Ohtani. Full villain status, man. And if he does, we win easily. And like I said, man, we only really need to get technically one out there, but I think we get at least two. I think there's a chance we can get three. But I feel like if we're going to get three, we're going to have to get the first two. I feel if we lose game 3 or lose game 4, then there's chance for it to come, game 6 or whatever. But if the Dodgers win game 3 and game 4, I think there's a chance they could sweep in New York, and the Mets don't fly back across West Coast, man. 6-2 says controversial. Okay. Man, if Walker Buehler only gives up 2 or 3 runs, I think we have an excellent chance of winning. Excellent chance. And I think it comes down to those first 2 innings. I've been wearing all my Dodger giveaway hoodies like this week, man. Just trying to I love going to I end up with a lot of giveaways even when I don't plan to, but there's always ones I go to because I go and I get my hoodie and I get my wife's hoodie. And then I love going to the ring nights, the replica rings, like when they give 81, 88, 2020. Those are, you can kind of see them. They're at the top of the bookshelf. I got all the replica Dodger rings up there. I need to do a better backdrop, like bobbleheads and like stuff like that. My background is pretty plain. I don't do green screen or none of that, but I should probably have some more sports related stuff, behind me. I got a bunch of stuff on the other side of the room that the camera doesn't face, like Kobe pictures, Nipsey pictures, Biggie. I got old school boombox, old school pagers. It's a good vibe. That needs to be the background of my streams. For sure, I'm gonna redo this whole room eventually. All the lighting, the backdrops. I'm gonna turn the camera to where it gets more of the room where I can have more of that stuff. As soon as I get some time. I hope by next baseball season, I'm hoping that the experience will be different. Totally different. I think that'd be cool. But so yeah, man. Big game tomorrow in Queens, New York, man. Flushing, Queens, New York. At Citi Field. He said Lucky needs a trophy case. Lucky is the trophy, man. He's just in here too. I can hear him getting at something over there. Big game tomorrow. Big 3 games in the city, man. Big 3 games in New York, man. And I'm confident. I respect the Mets. They're very good. They can be scary. The Dodgers get on them early. I know they're resilient. But the proof has been if the Dodgers have a lead after 4, they close the door. So let's close that door. Let's get this dub. And we are 3 wins away from making it to the World Series, man. On that note, please drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to shut it down for the night. Like I said, I did this video tonight because I will not be able to do pregame tomorrow because I'll probably be getting home right at the start of the game. So appreciate you guys. Thank you, Search. Great to have you back, brother. Love you. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everyone for being here with me tonight. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I appreciate that, man. There was a ton of people streaming tonight. Dodgers, Lakers, ton of them. And y'all represented in here tonight. So I appreciate you. I thank you guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow for post game. And let's go Dodgers, y'all. Let's go Dodgers. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a great game day tomorrow. Enjoy the game. Have a great Wednesday. I'll catch you guys post game, man. Love y'all. I'm out of here.